Hey guys, what's up? This is Kicks and Giggles TV coming at you guys with a review of a short about a current condition that's going on right now with the soldiers that are on that USS Abraham Lincoln ship right now. I'm going to show you guys a video, and then I'm going to come back with what I think was going on with this. Okay, but before I get into it, guys, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If this is your first time hearing my voice. If you're a returning viewer, then salute to you. Let's get into it.
909 right now, families of service members from the USS Abraham Lincoln say they're concerned.
You know, certain things like time and everything like that really stick out, you know, especially with like entertainment and news and stuff like that. You always got to watch out for 33, like they said, 33rd degree Masons and shit like that. So even with entertainment and stuff like that, they put out dog whistles at time like 33 and stuff like that. But this 99, 9 means endings, you know what I mean? So, it's probably something to look at. They just don't put the time out there at random. You know what I mean? Everything has a meaning.
Concerned about the mental health and safety of sailors and Marines on the ship. It's after multiple reported attempts by crew members to jump overboard. The USS Lincoln has not been on land for over 6 months after it was redirected to support U.S. operations in the war with Iran.
Now, they haven't been on land for over 6 months. I was almost right a little bit. Over 6 months, they haven't been back on land. They probably got redirected. And I'm trying to tell you guys what's going on right now. This is a slight dog whistle to us and to them, but to everybody really. And soldiers that's on that's on the ship. I feel like the government is getting the soldiers mentally prepared to be on the ship for longer because we're heading into a war. As you can see, the news anchor did say war with Iran. You know what I mean? So it's not a war yet, but it's a war. I mean, hold on. It's not a war like war. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a real war just yet, but it's a war. You know what I mean? To where, we're going to start it slowly to get everybody ready so we don't run into a mass fatigue. You know what I mean? So it's like it's still normal operations going on, but they're getting the soldiers mentally prepared to be out there. You know what I mean? The guys are like, man, like, we trying to jump off the ship. That's how you know it's not a real war just yet, because they're expecting to go back home, chill, fuck off or something like that. You know what I mean? And they talking about it so much, but they talking about, man, like, bro, like, we supposed to be back at home. Like, this not a real war. Like, it's not a real war because they're trying to jump off ship. If it was a real war, they'll be ready to fight. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be in go mode. But, this is just some shit to where, like, they just trying to get everybody mentally prepared on that ship. You know what I mean? Because when real war comes, it's going to be limited rations of shit. So, right now we got a surplus of everything. So with them having limited rations right now, or saying they have that shit right now, they're just trying to get them ready. Like, hey, when this war kicks off for real, it's going to be limited shit. So we want to get you guys ready. Like, a person that's fasting right now is going to be more at ease if stuff was in limited supply tomorrow or the next few hours or something like that. You feel me? But let's get back into it.
Reporter on Friday asked President Trump about the vessel's lengthy deployment and family concerns.
Family members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not. That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Have the deployments gone on too long?
No. Not nearly long enough.
You see, he said not nearly long enough. You know what I mean? So it hasn't been out there nearly long enough. You know what I mean? So, and check his tie. He got on the blue tie, letting you know, like, hey, I'm coming. You know what I mean? But the way he's speaking is like, nah, like, it's war. You know what I mean? If you check the underline, like, it hasn't been out there long enough. So they're just trying to get the soldiers mentally prepared so they don't run into a fast fatigue when war really kicks off.
The USS George Washington carrier group is heading to the Middle East to replace the Lincoln. A U.S. official says the swap was previously planned.
And the thing with the time, if they would have let that hoe hit 11 o'clock p.m., like, that would have been crazy. But you see how it just stopped at 9 10, you know what I mean, 911 or 910, you know what I mean? Just certain shit they be doing, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, you gotta peep the dog whistles at time and stuff like that. So everybody keeps saying it's gonna be like a Black Swan event, you know, like another, you know, Twin Tower thing going on or something like that. So, you know, just peep the signs and everything like that, bro. Like, even like the news, it says Washington 11 or whatever like that, and all them damn nines and shit like that. But hey, man, I'm just talking about the time and the channel and shit like that. But, you know, it's good to just peep things and try to figure out what they're trying to say to you. Because a lot of this shit just be like puzzles at the end of the day for you, you know what I mean? You know, you peep something that the normal person wouldn't peep, you know what I mean? That's a good sign. I mean, that's a good hit of dopamine. That, you know, using your brain, figuring something out, that's a good hit of dopamine. All this shit that they got us doing, on looking at pictures of bullshit and bitches and shit like that, and you know, just the bullshit dopamine that we do, doom scrolling and shit like that. You know what I mean? Use your brain. Just for some shit, you know, people that think is insane. You know, I had to give them a little flow out there, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, hey, man, this has been Kicks and Giggles. This has just been like a little quick view into something that I think that's, you know, that they're doing right now. But, hey, man, if you agree with it or disagree with it, get in the comment section, man. Let's have a conversation about it, man. Let's start a discussion. This has been Kicks and Giggles TV. Man, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace.